Hi, this is Tamsyn with the Happy Hippy Tarot, and I'm doing a pick a card reading today on how can you better connect with your intuition, or how can you better connect and understand your intuition. I've only got two piles right now. This is the new channel. I've got pile number one with the Ten of Wands, and that's my dragon deck. And the pile number two is the High Priestess, and that's from the Spirit cards. And then I got there. It's a tarot deck. I've got several different oracle cards that we're gonna use with it. Um, as I said, because I'm recording this intro after I recorded the readings, and I was saying that I don't have the proper equipment to just set my phone up to record right yet, and so I'm holding on to the phone, so it might be a little bouncy. Um, we're staying. We don't have air conditioning or really anything, so the window's open because it's warm, so it might be a little noisy, but these are all things that I'm working on. um you know, I've got this brand new channel and I'm learning as I go. um Trying to squeeze these readings in between this thing happening, that thing happening, and the last week I've been trying to do this reading, and it just one thing after another. Can't, missing books, missing cards, people interruptions, um, technical issues, and so this might not be the smoothest of videos yet. It might not be the most professional looking one out there, or the best filmed that you can find right now, but it is what I'm capable of, and given the trouble that I've had to get this out there and get it, you know, even recorded right now, has been crazy insane. So I'm gonna edit this together, and then I'm gonna go ahead and post it. And each time I'll work a little bit harder on figuring out how to make it a bit more of a pleasant experience. Maybe not so much motion and wiggling around next time. Um, I've got a couple things, but my world, things go missing on a regular basis. So um, I just want to say that I'm feeling particularly driven. There's a purpose behind opening this channel, and if you could please like, subscribe, share. I know you hear it from everybody, but I'm trying to build a voice, build a following, because there's an actual message besides the tarot that I want to get out there, and I can't do it until I've got people's attention. So please like, follow, share, spread this out there so um I can use the voice that this is hopefully going to get me to advocate for people who don't have a voice. So um we're going to go ahead and start with the reading. Again, how can I better connect and understand with my intuition? So this is pile number one, the Dragon deck, the Ten of Wands. Pile number two, the Spirit Tarot deck, the High Priestess. Um, Hopefully I'll figure out how to put timestamps in this one. So this is the video for those of you who chose the Ten of Wands, which is the bottom deck energy from the Dragon card. And then because equipment um because I don't have everything I need yet to do this the way a better way of doing it, I'm gonna just hold the phone for now because that's what I'm recording with. So things are gonna be a little bit rocky until I figure it out. We've got the Six of Swords, the King of Coins, Knight of Cups, Queen of Coins, Magician. And those are your tarot cards from the Dragon deck. And then you got the big Celtic Tree Oracle card, which was the Silver Fir / Pine. It's number 16. The little Celtic Tree Oracle card, which is um, the ash tree, which is also representative of the fifth month in the Celtic calendar, which is a 13th month calendar starting in November. The soul's lesson journey cards, we have death and friendship, and we'll go through these in just a minute. And then our fairy oracle, we have light and protect your dreams. So why are you having a problem connecting with your intuition right now? It's because you're feeling overburdened and overwhelmed and worrying more about other people than yourself. And how can you better connect with your intuition and understand it better? Six of Swords, by moving on to more peaceful, calm surroundings, foregoing the drama and settling your mind down before you try and access your intuition. It's quietly watching what's going on around you, um, staying away from the negativity and focusing on the positive. And then this next card we have is the King of Coins, and this talks about your security. He's the ultimate businessman energy for the card. Um, but with the Six of Swords, it's telling me that you need to feel safe and secure. You need to know that your needs are met before you're able to better focus and trust and rely on your intuition. If, and then we get the Knight of Cups, which is an emotional offering. You know, it's because you're letting your emotions take over what shouldn't be an emotional thing. Because believe it or not, our intuition has nothing to do with how we feel about it. It's just knowledge that we needed at the time. You know, so that's where the King of Coins comes in, because he's a logical, unemotional, not cold, but just logical kind of energy. And the Queen of Coins as well, you know, that's mirroring your need to help others and putting it into creating your security, creating your safe place so that you can better access what your intuition is trying to tell you. Um, it's not worrying about your partnership, because see, with the king and the queen, it's they're a power couple. They're go getters. They're the business couple. They're not very emotional, not not showing very much emotion, and emotion really doesn't have a lot to do with our intuition. Matter of fact, if there's emotion tied to it, it's generally not our intuition. And then there's the magician, and that says that you have what you need. You you have the ability to understand it already. You know, you get how things work together in the world around you. You can make things happen, but you need to be where it's calmer, where you can hear what's being said and process the information. So then we get protect your dreams. It says you're the guardian of your precious dreams. They are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So that, I think, goes back to the whole the Six of Swords, moving on from drama, moving on from troubled waters onto smooth sailing, you know, and the magician as well, because the magician, psychic powers, protecting your dreams. Just don't let other people tear you down. Don't let other people become more important than who and what you want to be. And the light. It says the fairy queen of light comes to shed love and light into your current situation. Remind you that light can penetrate the darkness. Just remember that no matter where you are, your intuition is with you, you know, even in troubled times, you don't have to wait to go to the calmness. You can learn to access it and pull it up in times of trouble. You know, use it to light your path. And then friendship. Understand that a friend's in my life for a reason. That's knowing and seeing the patterns of the daily life, realizing that everything happens for a reason, and if you just listen to your gut, you'll get what is trying to be said. And then death is learning that endings are merely beginnings. You know, just because it feels like everything's being taken, or that you have to walk away from everything to be able to get the peace, understand that that means that you're starting a new part of your life. You know, um, moving on from what caused stress and grief, and moving into a more logical, common sense, not so much common sense, but more less emotional connection with your gut and your intuition. Because intuition isn't an emotional thing. Like I said, if there's an emotion tied to it, then it's probably not your gut, it's your head. And that's what. See, none of these cards are really, I mean, besides the Knight of Cups. But see, he's guarding against emotion. It looks like he's guarding against it. He's like not guarding so much as discerning, keeping emotions out of it, because they can't get clouded. Not saying you can't be emotional. What I'm saying is you got to look at it from a more less emotional side, more like, I don't know, like when you just know something and you don't feel anything about it, till after the thought comes in, after the information is there. Y- Your emotion is a reaction to, and the thought and the intuition is not a reaction to an emotion. The emotion is the reaction to the intuition. As far as the other cards go, the oracles, we're going to look these two up. We'll look up the little one first, which is the Ash card. And this is the book. See, it's a whole different way of doing things. So we can go to page 32. I hope I didn't mess up the sound again. I tried to record the other day and it messed up the sound. It says, in this interpretation, man and earthly things are reflections in miniature of the universe, the cosmos being reflected in us, as above, so below. Since the ash itself carries keys, choosing this card is a key to a more universal comprehension of how all things are linked, everything being connected, earthly and spiritual, yourself and the cosmos, lowest and highest. Your deeds form your own inner pathways and have their reactions in the outer world. Look at your life in this wider context and be aware of yourself linked to and being part of a larger pattern or system. And this will help bring enhanced understanding. So basically, if you look at the bigger picture and you realize that as within, so without, so what we see on the outside is reflective of what we think and already believe on the inside. And a lot of times, our intuition looks like it's something that came from outside of us, but as within, so without, as above, so below. Everything, everything comes from the same place. And then the final card would be the number 16, the silver fir and the pine. That's the one that represents my favorite deity, uh, Bridget. And she's a pretty amazing person. She's a nurturer, for one. It says, um, silver fir asks you to imagine climbing the tallest fir or pine on the highest mountain and become the eagle looking out from its branches. From this wide perspective, your personal worries and concerns seem comparatively small. How do things look from this perspective? Fur reminds you have a choice as to how you respond to your. Whoops, I can't turn the page. Hold on. Sorry about the wiggling of the camera. Life situations, rewards, and challenges. Fur encourages you to take the high road, to rise above the mundane and seek a higher understanding. You're encouraged to spend some time in silence as you seek clarity. See, there's the Six of Swords, right? The words and ways of spirit are not the ways of the world. You can become the expression of these higher words and ways. Are you willing to do this? You are promised divine assistance. This tree offers you spiritual understanding, unconditional love, and healing. You're encouraged to let go and allow spirit to show the way. It takes courage to follow the path of love. What would love do here? So it talks about the same thing as going off on your own and listening and then looking at it from a higher perspective, from a non emotional point of view, and understanding what it is it's trying to tell you. You know, it brings a that's where you're getting your direction and your dreams. And if you listen to your intuition and connect with what it's saying and understand what it is that you want out of your life, you can form some dreams that you can live for and nurture and protect. And it will encourage more and more of the same. And you'll start to see the patterns and the reasons behind the people and the things and the places in your life and the endings and the beginnings. And you'll see this whole thing and how it fits together. But it's a matter of coming up and looking at it from a higher, not so emotional point of view and taking in the whole picture and using that to hear what your intuition and the earth is trying to tell you. And that's what I got for you. Okay, this is the reading for those of you who chose pile 2, the High Priestess and the Spirit Tarot cards. Um, Now, due to equipment not I don't have yet, we got to do it this way, and I'm going to be holding on to the phone, so it might be a little bumpy for a minute. I'm going to show you all the cards, and then we'll get into the reading. Yeah, the question for the reading is, how can you better connect to and understand your intuition? We got number 2, the High Priestess, which is the fortune teller. Then we got Strength, which in this deck is number 11, which is supposed to be 8. And it's a Manicore, which is a mixture of a bunch of stuff. The Two of Wands, which is a Cyclops. 8 of Pentacles, Zombie. I love that. The Star, which is a Tooth Fairy. And I'm sorry about the shiny, but these are holographic cards. Ace of Pentacles, the Mandragora, which I'm not quite sure what that's about. And then we got Magical Blessings from the fairies and Find Balance. The Soul Lesson Journey cards, we have Guilt and Grief. And we'll read these here in a second. And then the little Celtic tree card is the Vine, and the big one is the Hawthorn. And I'm going to read the book for those when we get to it. Matter of fact, I'm going to start with the Vine because it's perfect for what it is. It says, the drawing of this card is concerned with the release of prophetic powers. See, how can you better connect to your intuition? The use of the grape and the effects of wine are well known. The phrase in vino veritas almost expresses the meaning of this card. Wine dissolves the inhibitions and often allows you to speak more perceptively and truthfully than you otherwise would. In a similar way, you need at times to let go of your logical and intellectual attitudes and gather other resources in order that subtle intuition can surface and lead. During such periods, your psychic sense will be a more reliable ally than common sense. You must permit instinct alone to show you what should be done and allow your deepest emotions to show freely and openly. Allowing all your senses to open in such a way is a sign for inner development as you learn to place your trust in them when they are acting for you strongly. Let your soul open so that it's able to harvest and gather together all the signs and omens that it's so capable of comprehending if only you'll permit it to do so. And the big one, the hawthorn, it talks about um, spend some sacred time in preparation for a meaningful creation. You are encouraged to clean up your act. See, let go of what no longer serves you and treat your body, mind, and soul with sacred respect. It's a time for spring cleaning, which not only applies to your home and work, but also your inner environment. Take time to put everything in order. Clean your closet, clean the house, clean your computer. Let go of that which no longer has meaning for you. Um, Let go of old stories that are painful. Forgive. You're encouraged to set aside quiet time and go within. Clean out old unnecessary thought patterns and unhelpful emotional patterns and let them go. Let go of a behavioral rut or habit. And protect your inner truth from those outside of you. So this is about, you know, changing your thoughts and focusing on the positive aspects of things, clearing out the negativity, clearing out the clutter, so there's room for everything to flow. Pile one talked about they needed to be less emotional and more logical to better connect with their intuition. And this pile is the opposite. It's talking about being more in tune and in touch with your emotions and less with your logical side. Because sometimes you can get too far to one side or the other and too logical and you're going to overthink it. Too emotional and you're going to overthink it. It's just, you got to find the balance between the inner and the outer world, which the high priestess is a lot about that, the fortune teller. And she's about inner knowledge and accessing to your psychic abilities and your intuition. And it's about, see how she's in her own space and she's looks calm and serene and meditating. And then we get strength, which is about calming the inner beast. Once again, taming those logical urges and and the strong negativity, and harnessing your inner strength so that you have the courage to let go of what's holding you back in order to better connect. And the Two of Wands talks about getting ready. Um, Once again, clearing out the old, getting ready for to start the new, going on a new journey. And this is the Cyclops, and they're building their sword. They're shaping their own thoughts. They're shaping their own defenses. They're getting ready to defend themselves. Um, so it's standing up for your own truth, knowing who you are, being less logical, connecting more to your emotional side. The Eight of Pentacles, or the zombie, I find that funny because the Eight of Pentacles is usually about craftsmanship, and the zombies are falling apart constantly. And see, that's back to that balance thing where you're not too much of one side or too much of the other, but take pride in knowing who you are, you know, work on and perfect the skills and talents that you do have. Look to the stars, be fanciful, make a wish, connect with your emotional side. The tooth fairy, something magical when you were a kid. You had to lose something to gain something, though. It's a balance, it's a back and forth, it's a give and take. Finding the balance between your logical mind and your emotional mind, between your inner and your outer world. And that'll better connect you to your intuition. And the Ace of Pentacles is a new start in financially. So it's once again letting go of something that doesn't serve you to let the new come in to aid you in your journey. We get guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Once again, it's letting go of what no longer serves you and cleaning out the negativity and letting the new positive come in. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Letting go. Let go of whatever it is that's holding you back, then what's causing you to be so negative and to neglect your emotional side. Let go of that and move forward. It'll bring in many magical blessings, and it says where you're going, where whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. You can bless others too. So getting out and helping other people, using your skills for good can help you to feel better and better connect with your intuition and your emotional side. And then find balance. Find the balance between work, rest, and playtime. You'll have more energy, harmony, and productivity. So take a nap. You know, go within, meditate, find out what's holding you back. What do you feel guilty about? What are you grieving? Why are you shutting down in your emotional side? You know, connect your inner and your outer worlds. This will better connect you to your intuition. And that's all I've got for right now. Thank you.